Why, yes. The Big Joe Boski travel agency does specialize in travel down under. Well, 1 second, I'm getting out of the call. The Big Joe Boski travel agency, Joe Clenis speaking, and remember our motto. When the Big Joe Boski pulls into the station, he's only seconds away from pulling out. What? Yes, this is the same Joe Clenis from the WSWF. Yes, that's right. I also went up to Maine and opened a pub called McClenis's. Yes, I wrestled as Lobster Man in the WSWF. Get to the point. What can I do for you? Yes, I remember the Green Menis. He did what? On Facebook? What the hell is a Facebook? Oh, that's very innovative. Let me check that out right now.
Okay, so I know what your first question is going to be. Your first question is going to be, how does the Green Menis feel about April 9th, Pandemonium, subtitle to be determined? And the truth is I'm looking forward to this occasion for a very long time. Sure, I had my bits. I was out there. I've been wrestling in Japan, where I was the biggest wrestling superstar they've ever seen, and the Japanese, they loved what I did out there. They, I basically went to the ring, I did my wiggle, and they threw flowers and small fish at me, and it was amazing. It was a tremendous honor. And then for a couple of years there, I had my own one-man show in Las Vegas, Viva Los Menis. I had that going, and it was a good 2-year run at the beautiful Bellagio Hotel and Casino. You can Google them. And it was a great experience. But then I got the call. I got the call from Patrick Mann, and he said that we're doing one more show, and I swear it's not just for the money. And of course it is. But that's okay, because he said, Green Menis, we need your meanness, and you can fight anybody you want. Name someone on the roster. Billy Bob, Nocturne, Twilight, Crimram, Wink-a-Wink, Avon Diddley. And I thought to myself, I said, Avon Diddley. Now, if there's a main eventer that I've never fought, it's Mr. S. It's not Avon Diddley. Avon Diddley was terrible. And then I thought about it, and I said, the last real score I had to settle in WSWF was the Softy Boys. Because back at WSWF Assamania, after me, and it was the Green Dude, and it was the most electric-inducing man in sports entertainment, the Dom. We took out the Softy Boys, and then they took out the Green Menis. And I don't mean for a nice steak dinner. I mean with a couple of trays. They took a couple of trays, they hit me with the Contrato. But I forgave them, because I can understand why they would go after me. Because they were just embarrassed. Me and the Dom, we exposed their love for strudel. And I thought about it, and I said, no, I forgive them for what they did, because I had a bullseye on my back. The one person that I want to fight more than anyone else is Joe Clenis. Let's show the footage. Let's roll the footage.
I'm Joe Clenis. Joe Clenis is coming out to the ring. I'm not exactly sure what it's about. It seems to be an interview of some sort. I'm good old IT, and it's Sam Cole in the ring. Hey, wait! What the hell is this?
There are some things about the Green Menis that people enjoy at parties. For instance, my impressions, like Joe Clenis. Hello, ladies. And, well, I have come to talk about...
This is not even remotely funny, folks. I have no idea what this is about.
Mainly about my latest movie entitled... I don't know, I am not that creative, folks, but mind you, it was a film in which the Green Menis got book naked. Hello, ladies.
God, that's disgusting. Okay, apparently Sam Cole feels the same way I do.
No, I am saying that I am flattering them, because I am the Green...
It's Joe Clenis!
No!
Up! This
Joe, I'm getting pretty sick of this. Joe Clenis comes to this ring every time we have a pay-per-view and wrestles his ass off. And what happens? He gets one back pain. And what do the promoters of the WSWF do? They send him on injured reserve, and they bring fat bastards in like this to make fun of him.
The Green Menis is clearly...
Well, you know what? Joe Clenis is tired of it. No more funny jokes, no more perverted references. Come next pay-per-view, you're gonna see a whole new Clenis. And it's not gonna be one you like.
So you see the footage. You see, I'm in the ring. I'm trying to establish a bond with the audience, and he hits me in the back with a chair, and he calls me a fat bastard. I mean, okay, I'm fat, and I was born out of wedlock. But it was the way he said it. It was the way he said it. He made it seem like it was a bad thing. And he never apologized. He never did anything. He just went up to the WSWF, and he let it go. And the Green Menis, I tried to let it go. I really did. I tried to let it go. But then it dawned on me the other day. What if I never recover from that chair shot? What if I lose my contract with the WSWF? What if there is no psycho ass-kicking title, no intercontinental title, no world title, no 2 Regal Brawls won, no classics with Ding and Samkind and Pandemonium? Joe Clenis could have stopped all of that. Because at the big thaw is warm, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Because a couple of weeks prior to that, Irv Grell put him in the Batwing clutch, and he tapped out. He was like Gregory Hines in the ring, lady. Tappity, tappity, tappity. And he took his frustrations out on the Green Menis. And so that's why Pandemonium 4, on April 9th, he's going to go 2-on-2 with the Green Dude. And yeah, he hasn't officially accepted the challenge yet. He's off doing, he's got a travel agency, and it's great. He can talk about how he went up to WSWF, and he lost years of his prime wrestling in a foam rubber suit as Lobster Man. No, seriously, Lobster Man! Joe Clenis, how do you know that that's what robbed you of your prime? What if you weren't as good as the Green Menis? That same fat bastard that you knocked out with a chair, he went on to be a hated superstar, a beloved superstar, a superstar, period. You came back and you beat Mr. Ass. That was a pretty big deal back then. And then how did you follow that up? Amazing Zeppo, the wacky chef. Now Zeppo's he's an extremely talented competitor. He's very entertaining, but let's face it, he's not exactly a Zigpak. He's no Rob Van Dam. He's not that great in the ring. That is your claim to fame, is surfing down to the ring. So the question you need to ask yourself, Joe Clenis, is this: can you sleep at night? Can you put bald head to pillow and truly tell yourself that you could have stood toe-to-toe with a WSWF superstar? That is the question you need to ask yourself. That is the question that you can answer April 9th at Pandemonium by taking on the Green Menis. Because there you're going to see a whole new Menis. One that you're not going to like. It's the Green Menis and Joe Clenis. And Clenis, you're going down for the 1, 2, 3 count. In 3 seconds, it's all over. And from what I hear about you, that's about 1.5 seconds longer than you usually last. Hello, ladies!
I'll have to call you back. The Big Joe Boski has a riddle for you. What's big and black and can go on all night long? Give up? I'll tell you. The Green Menis's mouth. That's what. Green Menis, how dare you call me out? Yeah, I might have left the WSWF. I might have gone up to Maine and opened McLeanis's pub. And yes, I wrestled in the WCWSWF as Lobster Man. It was a terrible gimmick given to me by a terrible promoter. But while you were here in the WSWF, fighting jobbers like Topaz Texas Cage, I was competing against real superstars like Bruno Salmon Martino. When you were yucking it up in slapstick matches against Jane, I was knee-deep in blood against Abdullah the Fishmonger in an Avast-Ye masked match. If you have to ask, you really don't want to know. Meanwhile, you were here in the WSWF fighting jabronis like Quiz and Happy Pants. I was cutting my teeth with guys who had more ring experience than you'll ever know, Menis. Guys like Crab Boy Bob Orton, Codman Beware, and the Scallop Steiner brothers. The promoter had kind of a fish thing going on. Yeah. And now you're calling me out. Well, you better go back and look at that video again, Menis. I held the chair upside down to soften the blow. But you want my attention, Menis? You've got it. You know, Menis, you don't think I remember you, but I do. I remember you when you were curtain jerking for WSWF Superstars, while I was fighting in lacrosse stick jock matches and taking staples to the chest. You were a nobody back then, Menis. You had no gimmick. You were Mark Menis. You were a jobber, a jabroni, a loser, a nobody. But I watched you, Menis. I watched you watch every WSWF superstar that went down that aisle and hit that tree buckle. I watched you mimic them and ape them and try to be like them. All the gimmicks you went through. The Green the Dom. Y2 Green Smith. Greeny Softy. Green Sven. And maybe the worst of all, Green Pac. Until finally, Menis, you saw the one WSWF superstar who had the hardest gimmick in WSWF history. You saw Joe Clenis, the Big Joe Boski. You saw the ladies go crazy when I would whip my towel off and do my wiggle. You saw how jealous the men would get when I would take the microphone and say, "Hello, ladies." Without Joe Clenis, there is no Green Menis. Menis, I made you, and I will break you. Come April 9th at Pandemonium, subtitled to be determined, you will know what it is like to feel pain. You have the gall to question me, Menis. Well, there's a couple things you need to know. First of all, the Big Joe Boski always wakes up on the right side of the bed. No, seriously, I do. It's the side my alarm clock is on, and I have to wake up and turn it off. But never mind, forget that. Second, you want to know if the Big Joe Boski thinks he can go toe-to-toe with the Green Menis? You want to know if the Big Joe Boski thinks he's as good as the Green Menis? You want to know how the Big Joe Boski lays his head down on the pillow at night and goes to sleep? I'll tell you, Menis. After the Big Joe Boski finishes using his phallus to pleasure a woman, he goes to sleep thinking about laying you out in the middle of the ring and pinning you 1, 2, 3, and having his arm raised in victory. And every night it's the same dream, Menis. You know why? Because not only am I as good as you, Green Menis, the Big Joe Boski is much, much better than you. And you want to talk about dancing? The only dancing that's going to be happening at Pandemonium, subtitled to be determined, is me electric boogalooing all over you like Turbo. Come April 9th, Green Menis, you might be the bigger of the two Enises. But there can only be one Enis where we're going. And Green Menis, you're looking at it. Hello, ladies.